Okay, should be working. Hello everyone. Hello. How are you doing, darlings? Hello Galaxy. Hello Aubrey. Hello unknown artist. Yeah, unknown artist. Hello Magix. Hello Dark Lilligant. I don't know how to say your name. I'm going to call you C. Hello C. The person with 4 letters in name. I don't know how to say your name. I'm very sorry. Hello Snooky Cat. Hello Awesome Sauce. Hello Billy. Hello Pan. And hello everyone who's just joining the chat. Hello, how are you doing tonight? Hello Gita Boy. How are you guys doing tonight? Are you alright? Hope you're feeling fine. I really like Celeste's music. Hello. I made it up, so it's okay if you don't know. Okay, I'll just call you C. I'm really sorry. Meow, 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 meow. Okay, so how about we wait until the 10-minute mark? Is that okay for you? To start with the topic, yeah, I'll wait until 10 minutes. So I'll prepare this. I'm going to add to a list of topics and wait, hold on, you guys are not seeing this. I'm going to add the list of topics and then I'm going to add the timestamps for them. So if anyone wants to see the live stream, you can just look up like where like the timestamps are. So YouTube updates Sophie's Stardrop. That's a bit long. Wait, I think I'm just going to add this what's the thing? Yeah, that should work. Yeah. So instead of 20, I'm going to do like a 15. Yeah, that works. YouTube updates. Then I'm going to make a new YouTube. I don't know how to write. Channel. So this start as the 10. I mean, I guess 0, 10, 0. So like for like hours, I guess. New YouTube channel. I don't know. So yeah, there's a new YouTube channel thing. There's Twitch content, which just out of a question mark. Game updates, personal life updates. Yeah, I think this should work for now. Okay, and Q&A. We're always doing the Q&A thing. Okay, so I'm going to leave this I guess here. I'm just going to put myself around here, if that's okay. Yeah, I think I'm not going to call it an update, because like I don't think it would be a good idea to call it update. So yeah, just in case. Okay, so we have this. We're going to start at the 10-minute mark. Before that, how are you guys doing? Oh yeah, the server. Let's hold on. Twitch content, server, Discord server. Yeah, I think that's about it. That's all I really want to update on. When will you make the... Okay, so questions at the end of this, okay? So save your questions for the end of the live stream, okay? So 1 minute before we properly start this, okay? So how are you guys feeling? Are you feeling alright? Is everything okay? I hope you're doing okay. I really like this music. Half good. Hello, Frank. How are you doing? I'm still sick. Oh no, Magics, are you alright? Starbell, hello. May I have a load? I see. Can't complain. I see. Okay, I'm going to add this little chat over here. Just going to make it a little bit here. It shows to me that it's about to match the 10-minute thing. So yeah. Watching on Genesis 7 German. Okay, so is the volume okay? I hope it is, because we're starting right now. Okay, since we've already met the 10-minute mark, I'm going to speak about this, and I'm not going to look at the chat very much. So yeah. Okay, so YouTube updates for my YouTube channel, Sophie Stardrop, the channel you're seeing this right now. To lower the music a little bit. As you know, I've been struggling a bit to get content out. Mostly I've been sick. I did say in a community post that I was feeling very sick. This is because I have a mouth problem. I don't know I'm not really sure what's the English name. Wait, actually I'm going to look it up. Hold on. Google Translate. Oh, how do you say this? Hold on. So I have this.
Bruxism.
I don't know if that's how you say it, but yeah, I have that. So, I was constantly hurting my own mouth every time I slept, because I just clutched my teeth very much. So to avoid this, I started showing off my own cheeks, the inside of my cheeks, which made my it made little injuries inside of the mouth. So infection got into that, And sadly, I was almost unable to speak for like a whole day. We had to go to the dentist, and that's also one of the reasons why I haven't been making videos all that much lately. I got this very specific medication that made me feel very dizzy, which is why in the last live stream I was very, very dizzy. So yeah, I'm mostly doing okay right now. I'm getting used to like the medicine, and it's overall a very hard situation. We need to buy more eventually. However, how has this affected Sophie is mostly that I've been having to watch my channel a little bit from the eyes of the audience. It is no secret that most people that are not familiar with the channel mostly come here because of Yandere Simulator. Now, I don't think it's necessary to say it. However, I don't want to make content about Yandere Simulator anymore. Heartstrings is already like developed enough far away from Yandere Simulator, and I think you guys can tell. Even like our own vibe is kind of going very in a different. It's going in a very different direction, and honestly, I kind of like where it's going, and So, when it comes to the channel, I've been wanting to make content. There was a whole content plan for this channel. This channel was going to upload like small, like not exactly small, but constant updates for the game. Actually, I'm still working on a video about Hisoka Luarca. You guys probably understood that in like a previous community post. I was talking about, I wanted to make a video about a red hair person, and this was actually Hisoka Luarca. Sadly, no one said Yumi. I am so sorry. You guys don't like Yumi still. No, it's okay. You guys know almost nothing about Yumi, so that's fine. But yeah, there's two red hairs in the game, which are Yumi and Hisoka. So, for Yumi fans. Okay. I was working on a video, and I do have a half-complete script. I want to showcase some of the voice lines that, Finn the Pony and Takarapov gave me. Finn the Pony is Hisoka's voice actor, and Takarapov is Fumeko's voice actress. So, they gave me some stuff a while ago, and I want to publish all that stuff, but I haven't been able to. Again, I have this thing in my mouth that's been hurting me for a bit. Also, there's other life stuff I'm going to talk about in like the personal life part of the live stream. So yeah, when it comes to that, I was constantly trying to push like these updates. Holding the like I wouldn't say holding. It's like making the team work in a very specific direction. However, on top of the fact that I was unable to provide videos when, we had decided to make videos, there was the problem that a lot of the times some of the stuff needed more work, and, a lot of the team members didn't really feel comfortable delivering stuff because, personal life and all that stuff. So, because of both the illness and the team members feeling like they were a bit rushing, I've decided to cancel a bit some of those plans. It kind of sucks. We had a lot of plans for both this month and the next month. However, a lot of things went off track. Not only in that, but like my personal life too. Again, I'm going to talk about my personal life in the personal life segment. However, with that said, I had to some time to think about what I want to do with the channel, and I'm starting to notice that, maybe I should change the focus from a gaming channel to, because like Sophie is considered right now a gaming channel. Maybe we should change the focus into actual game development channels. Wait, I want to change the music. No! I want to change the music, not just go to the next playlist. This is somebody. This is Celeste. Hold on, I want to change the music. Hold on. That's all the music always works. No, it doesn't always work. Cozy Autumn Nintendo Mix. Yes, please. This is not Nintendo. This is indie game development. This is Stardew Valley. Don't lie to me, YouTube. Okay, anyways. Going back on topic. I am very sorry. What was I talking about? What was I talking about, chat? Please remind me again of what was the last thing I said? I cannot remember. What was I talking about? I'm sorry. No, not the new channel. Like before that, we haven't touched there. YouTube focus. Oh, okay. Thank you. So the YouTube focus is that I thought maybe we can actually follow on like actual game development channels, and when I started to think about it in that way, I realized that this channel actually has an amazing potential of growth. This potential of growth is something like, for example, I'm going to share some of my ideas, like video ideas with you. Hold on, I'm loading something. Same thing as me dreaming. Sorry, I tend to repeat myself. So, here are 3 ideas of many of the ones I have. So, one of the ideas is something that I want to do. It's called I made the music of my games with household items. This is an idea mostly because I have a very big problem with commanding the musicians inside of the project, mostly because music has always been like my least strong suit. Like, it's my weak point. Music has always been my weak point. Despite how much I really love it, I don't really know much about it. And I've been trying to learn about music theory. I've been trying to learn a lot about composing music, but even then it's still a very difficult subject for me. Like, commanding artists, it's fine. Commanding the programmers, I have my own difficulties with that. However, it's fine. It's mostly because every programmer has like their own vision for how the code should work. Actually, you can tell a lot about a person by just reading their code. It's actually something very true. It is very true that you learn a lot about a person by just reading their code, and that's also one of the reasons why it's been a little bit harder to command that. However, even then, I've still managed to make a lot of progress with Mustafa and a new programmer that's joined the team recently. They want to be, I'm not sure if they want to be anonymous. I think they just want to go like through like, how do you say pseudonym in English? Well, they want to use another. So, yeah. That was one of the ideas, and then I can just like put up a picture of like a fork and then say this is music in the thumbnail. That would be fucking funny. So yeah, maybe I can just do some stuff with like household items, yeah, nicknames, yeah. And that way we can just make some music. Maybe I can tell like some of the people in the volunteer team how I want some music to sound. So yeah. Mostly that, and I can also sometimes use my voice, but you know, I haven't been feeling so well, so yeah. Yeah. That was one of the ideas. Another idea I have for the channel is reading controversial opinions about Heartstrings Ayandra story. I really want to do that one. That one, because I want to include like the Discord server on that. So you know, if you want to appear in a video, then you know, maybe I can post that somewhere, and then it can be like, oh, you know, give me your controversial opinions on like game dev or like the game itself, you know. I'm not sure if I should do that one yet, mostly because there's not a lot in the game itself, and I've always been the kind of person that's curse heartstring. No. I've always been the kind of person that believe that the things should be in the story itself, not elsewhere. But yeah, I just think that would be a very cute way of like accepting criticism and stuff. So yeah. Can your pet music? No. No. At least I don't think so. Okay, this one is Nintendo actually. I think this is Mother Earthbound. I think this one is. Okay, so that's one of the ideas, and another idea I have is reacting to other genre games. For example, There's Out of Love. I actually do really like the developer of like Out of Love. I've spoken to him a couple of times, and he does seem very chill. And you know, what was I talking about? I don't know what was I talking about. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. That would be one of them. There's another girl that has this like furry avatar on YouTube. I really liked her video. She was making like a video about she's making a video. So yeah, she has this like video about her game project. And there's been quite a few others, and I kind of want to react to them. Just kind of like react to them. There's another one. I also want to react to one that's called like Yandere a Love Story, something like that. Yeah, so I've been thinking on that. Not sure if I should, but you know, I just think that would be a very good idea. 10 tips I would give myself in like game development. I do think that's a bit too early for that one. So then another idea I do have that I do kind of want to make is like the positions of director, producer, and marketing in game development, like early game development. This is mostly because I think there's a lot of people who don't know how much marketing is involved in the early stages of game development. Not only that, but any kind of like media has marketing at the very like beginning of it. For example, you probably heard a lot of people say, "Oh, your character design needs to have a unique silhouette." And you know, that's like character design advice, you know, that's very nice. You know what that advice is even given in the first place? It's because it's a marketing advice. It's marketing. It's a way to make your characters unique to the eyes of the audience, because you know it's mostly seen as like a product. That's marketing into game design. And you know, not only game design, but like design overall of like characters. That's marketing. That's like marketing that's been so inside your mind that you don't even realize it's marketing. But yeah, having a unique design on each character is actually a marketing thing. So I do kind of want to make an entire video just about marketing and how much it influences every single thing you consume. That was actually one of my university classes. I have to change the music. I don't love this one. It's actually one of my university classes. It was an entire class about marketing. It's very cool. I do remember enjoying that class in particular. Learning about like people and stuff was very nice for me. I'm going to serve a little bit more cheese if I have this right now. Juguito. So yeah, as you can see, I have a lot of ideas for very somewhat experimental type of content. So yeah. I also want to make like videos about staying focused on a single project, because that's something I've been battling against, and I do think making a video would be a very good idea. So yes, I don't like this music. I'm gonna change the music. There you go. Go back to Stardew Valley. I like chill music. So those are some of the ideas I have for my YouTube content. However, that's not exactly all of it. And I actually want to change this. Go to channel 1. New YouTube channel 2. So, I'm going to change this to the 26th 26-minute mark. Okay, I talk way too much. Okay, so going to the second topic of the day. There may be a new YouTube channel. But it's not exactly a new channel. It's just Blue Kitten. You know my second channel, Blue Kitten? So I've been thinking about that channel and what I can do with it. I've been thinking on publishing some stuff every now and then. However, this has to do with, actually going to move this here. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba. I've been thinking on actually going into VTubing. And now this is not a surprise, I do actually know how to make VTuber models. And I've been thinking of making more trendy content, I guess you could call it. Mostly, this kind of content is mostly to give myself financial support. However, that's not all of it. I do personally enjoy making live streams. I enjoy talking with people in real time. I enjoy simply just making stuff like this. And, I'm actually going to say new YouTube channel. Yeah. Just going to put this here. So, as such, I've been thinking of giving it a use in Twitch content in particular. I want to make videos that are pretty simple to do. I don't do collabs. I don't like collabs. I'm sorry. However, I've been thinking on, stuff that I could do. A lot of why I want to be an English VTuber will enter into the personal life stuff. However, for all you need to know at the moment is that, I want to have this is kind of like my escape content, I guess you could say. Like, there's some kind of content that is admittedly more stressful to make than other contents. I personally just enjoy booting up a good game and just playing, I know that there's a lot of marketing behind it, but at the same time, I just want to enjoy games. And, just record myself playing a little bit and, uploading it. I'm not exactly sure about this, so for now we're going to go. We may do Twitch content. And I'm saying we may because this is not 100% confirmed. Nothing about this is 100% confirmed. So, it could be something, it could be nothing. But I do want to try it. I have another reason that I'm going to speak about in the personal life segment. However, when it comes to the YouTube channel, Blue Kitten, I do want to give it more use. Collab with volunteers? Okay, maybe. But I think I would do that in like the main channel. Like in this channel, we could do some like collabing with volunteers. Fumeko and Hisoka play heartstrings. So yeah, I'd say that's, yeah, I do have a lot of things I want to do. For example, a live stream where people pay you to not stop live streaming. We can just binge the entirety of like My Little Pony. Like the episode, like the 222 episodes are like free on YouTube. We can just watch them on Twitch and then just rank them into like the best episodes. So yeah, that could be a very cool thing we could do. Then, we can also just make Blue Kitten into a clips channel, like a VTuber clips channel of my own content. Like shorts, That's very easy to make content, and I think that's just overall cool. Like, there's a lot of things we can do, like as VTuber content. And yeah, maybe I can just help a little bit myself with like the whole, money thing. I'm going to talk about it later. So yeah, Twitch bits, Nation, all this stuff. I do think it would be quite interesting to at least give it a try. However, that's not the only thing that we want to do. And such, I'm going to go to the second channel, which is 31. Okay, so new channel. There's another new channel we want to do, and this time I want to do it with Pink Cat. So there's one thing that I don't think people who are Latinos really speak about a lot when they come to the English community, and that's the fact that a lot of English people just don't understand Latino culture. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, it's a different country, it's us, the one who needs to adapt. However, a lot of the times you do want to go back into just, watching Latina content, because it's very different from English content. It's just very different. It is very different. And there's always this like disconnection you will always have with like English people, and it's no one's fault. It's just a different culture, and that's fine. But sometimes you really just want to go back into Spanish and talk like there. So that's something difficult. It's just difficult, and I cannot say something like it has not affected me. It has affected me. It's a lot. If you want to know how like Latino comedy is, that series Drawn Together? You know how it's like very non-popular in the United States? Well, in Latin America, that's like culture. You have to watch the series because it's so good. It's culture. So yeah, you can tell there's a very big difference there. Also, Family Guy is like, there's clips of that like all over YouTube in Latin America, and like in Spanish there's like clips all the time. So yeah, I'd say our humor is pretty much just Family Guy. I'd say it's politically wrong. That's kind of like what we like around here. Not everyone, obviously. Vas a pagar una licenciada. Maldita licenciada. No. Betty la fea. Uf. There's many things in Latin America that I really, really miss. And I thought I had to give up all of that just to go into like the English community. Again, this is not an attack on the English people. I just want to make that very clear. But I just feel like a fish out of water, I guess you could say. However, recently, well, not recently, but I found a channel a while ago called Fingus. Fingus? I don't know what it's called. It's a Minecraft channel that makes this like cursed updates. It's so cursed. It's so cursed. So I've been watching that in like English because it's like, oh, this kind of feels like something I would watch in this Spanish community. And I was watching that, and now that Pink Cat understands a lot more English, I actually showed him this Fingus channel. I would actually show you, but I kind of feel like it's very politically wrong. So yeah, I showed him the Fingus channel, and we both laughed so much that it was like, okay, we have to do this. We have to do this. We have to. I've seen a lot of people, well, not a lot of people actually, just like one or two people mentioning me, if you speak Spanish, why don't you just make content in Spanish? However, there's a very big problem. You know how in English, like 1,000 views makes like $2, approximately, like $3? In Spanish, we make 30 cents. Like 30 fucking cents for the same amount of work. It's just not... It's not feasible. Only two, well, I mean, it depends on the amount, it depends on your kind of content. Like, sometimes you can make 5, some of the time you can make 10. However, in Spanish, you make 30 cents, like 0.30. Like this much. This is what you make with 1,000 views on YouTube Spanish. It's just not worth it. It really isn't. Like, yeah, that's a rough deal, yeah. A lot of it has to do with the economy. However, I'm not here to give like a political class, so let's just say that it's just not worth it. However, now that we find Fingus, and we found out that in this like politically wrong Minecraft community, I guess, there's space for the kind of humor that we're mostly used to. So, Pinkat and I decided to make a new channel. So what's this channel? You know that dynamic Kane and Popney have in Digital Circus, that, Kane is pretty much torturing poor Popney all the time? So we kind of want to do that. So, Pinkat would have his own character. He would be like the, I guess, narrator. And I would be like his pomni, you know. I would be the one constantly suffering and improvising. So Pink Cat can only like really read into a script. Pink Cat could read an English script very well. However, when it comes to improvising, he cannot improvise at the moment. However, I can improvise very well my speaking. So, he will have this like narration, I guess you could say, this like script that he can narrate, like, you know, if he was Kane, and I would be just like Pomni interacting with, you know, the cursed things he adds to the game. And, you know, we've been thinking on a dynamic like that, and maybe making a channel similar to Fingus, but also being like unique enough that it's like its own thing. And if it really works, like we make, I don't know, 1 million views in like a video, then yeah, we can use that as a way to self-sustain ourselves. And that's very good, you know, that's just very, very good. So, I like the idea. Yep, it would be something with like very dark humor, you know. I don't think you guys know how much Fingus really uses the politically wrongness. I guess I'm going to show you one video from Fingus, like Fingus. Maybe you guys know the YouTuber. However, I'm going to make the least ones. I think I added being gay to Minecraft as like the least offensive one. Hold on. I think this is like the least offensive one. Hold on. Yeah. This is the kind of content that I would absolutely love in Latin America. This just feels like home. I just want to feel like home while speaking in English, so please don't hate me for this, but I just love it.
I added being gay to Minecraft, along with segregation, tomato farming, and being gay, but it means happy. But since it is Pride Month, let's first talk about how I added being regular gay to Minecraft.
To Minecraft.
I first had to add being straight, which you might think means bendy mobs and straight mobs, or even mobs that you can bend and straighten out. But it actually just means mobs are either male or female. In not woke Minecraft,
not woke
Minecraft, a blue mob and a pink mob to make a baby. But now that I added being gay, you can only breed 2 blue mobs together or 2 pink mobs together.
It's the gay
and if
panda.
you try breeding a blue mob and a pink mob, this will happen. I messed up the coding though, which means you can breed any blue mob with any other blue mob, or any pink mob with any other pink mob. You can remove a mob's color with a bucket.
This just feels like home. This just feels like home. This is just humor. I never enjoying enjoying this content. I mean, it wouldn't be this extreme, to be honest. I do think I would probably fight a little bit with PC from adding the worst kinds of stuff. But yeah, it's dark humor. It's okay, Magics. Not everyone likes this content, so you know. But yeah, it is very dark humor content, like a lot. So you know, just imagine that, but a little bit less extreme, and it's just Popney trying to survive whatever the fuck K-Nat's next. So it's kind of like that dynamic. Why did I think it was epic instrumental? What? I just don't get it. It's alright, it's alright. Yeah, you don't have to like it. But at least to me, it feels a lot more like home. So, as you can guess, I'm not, like, I have 2 sides. One side, ichi, ni, san, ya, arigato. The other side, I'm racist. I'm sorry, I am so sorry. Oh my god. I'm stupid. So yeah. Right now it's just in the baby stages. I'm kidding, it's a joke, I swear I'm a joke. Cut it. Yeah. Nah, I do think Fingus is probably a bit too extreme for like some of his stuff. So maybe not all that much, but I just think it would be fucking funny. Like I don't know. I'm just going to call them Pomni and Kane because I don't know. Does not use for LCK content. Oh god, no. I added content farm to Minecraft. Wait, what? What do you mean content farm in Minecraft? And then it's just like, oh no, there's like sprunky content in the background. No. So it's just like, yeah, just imagine. Oh, Pomni, today I added content farming of Sprunky into Minecraft. Hey, we're already making Minecraft content. Why did you do that? We need views, Pomni. We need views. That shit would be fucking funny. Would be fucking funny. I am so sorry. I'm being stupid. Being stupid. I just think that would be funny. So yeah. So yeah. The more I think about it, the more it's just funny. I am sorry. I am not a cute kawaii girl. Well, I mean, I am cute sometimes, but you know, a very big emphasis on like sometimes. Sometimes I'm cute. Wait, now that I remember, there's a Spanish channel that makes that kind of content with digital circles. Oh god, no. There's many content that makes stuff like that, but we're not making Pomni. So yeah, that's kind of why we want to make it. It's just, again, being in a different like language, so far away from like the stuff we kind of watch kind of privately, I guess. So it's always a little bit difficult. So we kind of find this little escape of ours, and if it works for like paying our stuff, then yeah, good for us. Before we actually get into more heavy stuff, like, you know, the personal stuff, I am going to talk about the Discord server. Here it is. So, some updates on the Discord server. As you can probably guess, we do not have the verified role yet. We don't feel very safe enough to stop with the skibidi. Okay. We don't really feel like safe enough to unlock it. It's mostly luck for the safety of, you know, the mods. They got very like, you know, yeah. Let's just say that I just want to give them a not so hard time moderating the server. So for now, it's not going to be activated. And, you know, please don't bother the mods in like their private DMs. I've already had to unfriend quite a few people because they started to like hate me on my own DMs. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to even answer to you. I'm just going to unfriend you, and that's it. So yeah, I think that's all I really want to say. So small updates on the game. 0.45.3. Okay. So updates on the game. Not sure where to begin with this one. We kind of have Hisoka. So, you know, I guess you could say Senpai is kind of in the game already. Not really, but kind of. Hisoka walks. Hisoka kind of just goes around. You cannot do much with him. However, if he just the animator isn't animating, don't worry, Magix. I know you're with your own stuff. However, we're animating the first game over. It's a game over kind of like ending stuff. You guys are going to love it so much. Magix is doing such an amazing work on it. And, you know, I'm not going to give too many spoilers. However, it is it is in the works, let's say. I don't want to make a video about that. You also have like the cleaning stuff. However, I will say that maybe future videos will have less content about the game itself and more about like the actual process of production. Mostly because the programmers need some time to make some important adjustments when it comes to the internal systems of the game. For example, an asset loader, not an asset loader, I don't know what it was called. I have it in the tip of my tongue, I guess, but something like that it's called. They need to make some internal systems, and those internal systems need to work. There's a lot of stuff they need to keep improving to, stuff that it's just not very visible, I guess. It's not very entertaining. Those inside things are very important to future updates, so a lot of the things are a lot more easier to make. And on top of that, the game weighs a lot less, so there's just a lot to do. I still need to do some stuff when it comes to writing, especially dialogues. I may have to eventually ask for help on that. I'm just having a little bit out, and I don't want to talk about it a bit later, but when it comes to the game updates, we have a bit of the UI already, like the HUD implemented. Not all of it, but a little bit of it. And, it's okay, Tamai, don't worry. So we have to do that. There's a few things that are not working, so we have to fix that. I haven't given Mustafa many new things to do, and we have another programmer, so he's mostly just teaching him around, and they're mostly talking about some stuff. And I'm very happy that they kind of like have each other as like friends. Not friends, but like colleagues, I guess. Colleagues, yeah, that's a better word. So, there's that, the HUD, the blood. Yeah, there's kind of that. I hope they make lots of spaghetti code. No! Actually, they surprisingly, you would think that by the amount of things heartstrings have, like, the collisions, the movements, the character AI, you would think that there's like an immense amount of code, but no, the code is actually very pretty to look at. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like very pretty. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Oh, hello, Mustafa. I'm not making any sense probably, but it's just pretty. It's just pretty to look. Like, I've seen the code like a bit overall, and it's just really pretty. I don't know. I just like it. We love an organized code. Yep, exactly. It's just very pretty. I will tell them if they don't use more comments, I'm going to bite them. Please use comments. Like every 5 seconds, just comments. Please. It'll be a lot easier to work together if you use comments. Please. Comments. Just like, this. Just please use comments. Please. Okay, thank you. So, I suppose now we can enter a bit in like the personal life segment. There's a lot to actually say. I've never been the type of person to keep stuff to myself, and I think that's very obvious. Mustafa is a shy guy, don't need comments. So, I'm not exactly sure how to talk about my life at this point. I've been trying to avoid getting too personal lately when it comes to the internet. However, I also, I've been talking about this with, PC, with, Pinkut. And, I'm actually just playing around with, the music volume. He does say that, maybe just being a little open with, my audience every now and then just wouldn't be a bad thing. Mostly to really explain how things are going on around here. it's been a lot, so I guess I will just start by where I left off, which a few people who've been on, my other live streams, I guess you could say. Some of the people who have been on my other live streams, they would know that I was going to get a job, like an actual paid job, like contract job. It wasn't a conventional type of job, but I was, very happy, very excited, and some problems happened, mostly stuff on their end, and they had to cancel our original plans that simply did not accommodate for the stuff that we needed. As such, I don't think we will be signing the contract very soon, or maybe never, who knows. I'm trying to remain optimist about that, but changing the plan last minute is just not a very good look. So yeah, I haven't been feeling very good. Well, I mean, I don't like plans changing, like, at all. And especially when it comes to, like, you just don't, you don't play around with economic stability, okay? You just don't play around with that. And I guess I just feel played, but it wasn't their fault. It was no one's fault, really. Just mistakes were made. And I trusted a bit too much, and I let myself get too excited about something that was just didn't end up happening as we expected, and it just really sucks. And there's at least we got something out of it, like commissions and stuff. So yeah, I've been thinking of making like drawings about like Hatsune Miku and Kasanede on Twitter, mostly about memes and stuff. So maybe we can get some commissions so I can work like on the side, and these commissions can help like pay for some stuff. I've been thinking about it, and I do want to do it, but with the content, like the channel 1, that maybe won't happen at all, and channel 2, we are already kind of doing that stuff. Again, Sophie Stardrop is still my main priority. Well, not exactly. It's complicated. It's both Sophie and the game. However, Sophie is both like marketing, and it's also the game, but it's also the money, and it's also this, and it's also that. It's complicated. But I'm just trying to look at it at the most like cold perspective. It's hard to always keep your mind cold about everything, so I have not been okay. I'm still trying to keep my head high, but yeah. There's also the thing that Pink Cat is trying to do his own stuff. He does feel ready now to attempt some of his old stuff before, so what he used to do is that he used to be like this what will be the name in English? Spanish people, please help me. Él era un agente publicitario. How would you say that in English? Like, I'm not sure how you would say that in English. Un agente publicitario. I don't know how to say that in English. Hold on. Google Translate, help me. So advertising agent, this is what like the translation says. Advertising agent manager. Yeah, he did both of those things. So an advertising agent. So he would get like promotions for people, and then just take a little bit of like those deals. And he wants to do that again. So yeah, he does enjoy doing management stuff. So yeah. Wait, hold on. Let me change a little bit the playlist. I don't want this one. Do, do. I suppose this one will work. Nah. Hold on. I want to find something that really fits me. I suppose this can work. No. There was this one playlist I really like. I just really like music. I connect a lot with music. I like this one. Yeah. This playlist feels right. So it's he wants to try to do that, you know? In an advertising agent again, but he does need clients, so I'm doing my best to try to connect him with like people. We already have someone, so you know, I'm very happy for that. So yeah. But there's a lot to do before we even get to that. So we need to do some stuff here, some stuff there, and honestly we're just very tired overall. We're just very tired. With this job opportunity that promised so much suddenly just not working. It was just bad. It was just wasn't very good. Just yeah. Oh my god, this music is too depressing. Hold on. Stop. Other music. I like this one. Okay. Now this is space junk, space fantasy. There it is. So, sorry for changing the music so much. It's just a lot, and you know, none of this music feels right. Maybe Jimenike music will do. I suppose this works. So, oh, we didn't achieve a single goal in the time. That sucks, but it's okay. Yesterday, a lot of bad things happened. I didn't want to put them. I didn't want to talk about it on like Discord or anywhere. I barely talked about it with like a single friend. And you know, it was just a very bad thing. I don't think I'm ready yet to fully speak about it, but let's just say that's something. It was very bad. It wasn't about us. It was someone else at like our house. It did become quite hurtful, kind of violent. So I'm trying not to think too much about it today, but it got so bad I had to call my parents. Again, it wasn't about us, it was about a third party. I'm sorry, I thought I didn't have ads in this live stream. I never know how these things work. I'm just silly. But it was I just tried to not think about it. Just I had to call my parents, mostly because I just couldn't hold it anymore, just broke down crying, so they came here. At least we spent most of the day together with them, and you know, we were mostly okay. They bought us some clothing for the winter. It's been getting pretty cold. So I'm not going to make public what happened unless I have, my husband's, permission to make it public, because it really involved the both of us. So I know he doesn't want me to talk about like his stuff. So I'm just something happened. Okay, just something involving a third party. At least we got away with my own parents, and they bought us some clothing, which we kind of needed, and some stuff for the house. The thing is, I do want to talk about it, but I know it's probably a bad idea. I think the music is too loud. So yeah. But we went to a place that I talked to him about back in the day, and we just had a very pleasant day. But at the end, it was very confusing. We just didn't know what to feel. Two very strong emotions mixed up, and we just kind of hug it out. I think pretty much being lied to with like work stuff, the thing that happened yesterday, and a bunch of other stuff, like my own like mouth problem, like the infection thing, and there's just so much. I guess it is worth talking about this, since I did mention it in like the part, like the new YouTube channel 1 and Twitch content. I did mention that there was something I wanted to talk about here, regarding the B-tubing thing and all that stuff. Look, I don't want to be very specific about what happened. However, let's just say that some people wanted me to play a role, something like B-tubing, very similar to that. It was pretty much just making a character, give it a personality, and just give her a voice. So it was a character I really I have a strong connection with that character. A very long, painful but beautiful memory. And the new, everyone back there knew. Everyone back there knows. I just didn't want to leave it behind, even if I knew that it was behind. It wasn't about like the trauma, Probably nothing I'm saying makes sense, but I just really need to get it out. It wasn't about the trauma that I really missed. I don't miss being mistreated, but I do miss the things I left behind, the people I left behind. Even if Pink says those people never really cared about me, and to some extent it is true, they only came around me when I was in pain, just to watch me be in pain, I don't think people that really love you only are there to watch you in pain. I don't think that's like a thing. But I did love them, despite it all. And just having the chance to reconnect with them again, to give some kind of meaning to all of it. To just show how better I am now than I ever was before. It wasn't just about the money, you know? It was about it was about making it clear that I was over it. That I had closed that wound. But some stuff just I have to change it to other music. I wasn't sure what I was talking about, I'm sorry. Just I don't know, it's just let's skip the theme. It's okay. I'm the kind of person that when I hug someone and that someone stabs me in the back, I don't hate them for the pain they caused. I remember them for the hug they gave me. So, I guess you could say I'm just that kind of person. And maybe I'm just dumb to think people can change. It's complicated, let's say. To some extent, I do want to make that Twitch content just to, you know, feel like I can do what I couldn't do. I suppose I never really got over it. Even if to some extent I do think I got over it. I mostly feel okay with what I've been through, I guess. Like, I can see it from like an outside perspective even if I feel what happened, so yeah, I think I've matured enough from when I was little compared to that time. But, you know, maybe it was for the better, you know? Maybe it was just for the better. Maybe I'm just not ready for that. I was just very happy I could just do what I did and be happy again with at least my illusion. But maybe it's just weird off this way. I do still need money though. I need a way to make a stable income. As such, I will try extra hard to make content for Sophie, Stardrop, and you know, maybe do the other stuff. There's a lot. There's friends that need help, like extreme help, and I don't really know what to do about that. I do think coming to the English community was probably one of the best things I could have done. There's actually opportunities around here. I don't think it's a good idea to speak about very hard subjects. However, when you think of women in the entertaining world, let's say, like successful women, you probably think of like Jade in animation or maybe Iron Mouse, you know. In the case of Jade in particular, you do not see like, sure, she has some like spicy content, I guess you could say, but it's not content made by her. I don't know if you get me what I mean. She doesn't make that kind of content about herself. She just makes, you know, content about Pokemon, about games, and people really love her by who she is, not by the spiciness of it, I guess you could say. Women from my end of the world just don't have that luxury. There's a few Spanish people in the chat, but I'm pretty sure you guys can agree that women in Spanish just don't have the same opportunities. We are mostly seen as people who have to make specific content, I guess you could say. Content I don't really like to make. I feel very gross about that content. However, if you're a woman and you were born Latina, there's a very high chance you don't really have much of a choice. In English, I have a choice. And I make the choice to just not make that kind of content. It really comes to show the difference between, living in a third world country versus a first world country. And, I don't mean to say this in a way, I don't mean to say this in something like, oh, you're so privileged. No, not at all. But rather as just... It's just difficult, man. We don't really have a choice here. If you want to live from the internet, you really don't have a choice. And even if that applies for both genders, for women in particular, we're always expected to do that one thing, that very gross thing that I just hate so much. But here we have a choice. We can choose to not make that. We can choose to just be who we are and find our own place. That kind of freedom is something I think I needed to really notice how much I'm worth outside of what society expected me to be here. Happy to our friends, they are small, but they don't have to do that. Yeah, but I don't think they live from the internet. I don't think you're getting what I mean, Majax. The women around here just don't... Like, if you actually want to live from the internet, you need to make a lot of, money to pay rent. And like it or not, the overuse of that kind of content has made people expect a woman to produce that kind of content all the time. And if they don't do that, they will probably not succeed. They have major income of internet. Huh. First time I've ever heard of that. The only time I've ever heard of something like that happen with like a friend who was female in the Spanish community was just her pretty much just having to beg for commissions and, beg for the big people to notice her. I try not to think about that girl too much. It's a sad story, really. She just sold me for whoever would pay attention to her. It doesn't even need to be like explicit content about that, just like, I guess overall content. Like, there's a lot of things that classifies under that content. It's just... It's difficult, I guess. The world I've seen is a world different than other people have seen. And probably there is a part of true when I say that I didn't see a future there. There was none for me. There was just people liking me being sad and just tuning in to watch that. And then just completely forgetting about me. Not all of them, but a lot did forget about me. Everything I did to try to make something better from the situation, but... I try to not think like, you know how like I know a little bit of code, you know, I do all that stuff. That place is a place that, you know, saw this like major event, a woman knowing programming. Like the whole concept of a woman knowing how to program code was like, oh, holy shit. Like, you know that it's kind of fucked up when a woman knowing like basic programming is seen as this like massive thing, you know? Like, it's so insane no one thinks about like a woman learning how to do programming. Is this the match? So I guess you can say what kind of place I come from. Oh, I don't live in the United States. That would be probably a bit too expensive for me. No, but Chile is the closest thing to it. It is very expensive. So yeah, I guess it's somewhat similar. Also, but not at all at the same time. So yeah. I'm sorry if I went on it too long. That's why also I added timestamps to it. I didn't even say half the stuff that happened. There's so much more. We found a rat around the house. Again, we got exterminator didn't do shit. So that sucks. That's disgusting, but it wasn't because of us. The previous owners of this house were very uncivilized, let's just say. So yeah. It's time to have a rat, but yeah. It wasn't the kitchen, you know. He was Ratatouille. He was Remy. He was trying to cook his masterpiece. It was disgusting. I haven't got it yet. We want to kill it, but we thought it went away, but I guess not. Yeah, we found the ratatouille, guys. We find the ratatouille. Ratatouille. It's ratatouille. Yes, I am from Latin America. I speak español. I speak the conche tu madre language. I speak the wea language. Ah. No, I've always said that I'm like Latina, so yeah. Sometimes I kind of want to make a video about why Latinos don't really like the like Americans, but I don't know. I feel like that would be a bit too controversial. My friends found a dead rat under my staircase the day of my birthday party. Oh no. Oh no. Le sabe la wea posipo. Rata inmunda, animal rastrero. Rata inmunda. Animal rastrero. La wea culia fome, po. Terrible fome la wea culia. Es que una wea y otra wea, po, weón. Son dos weas totalmente distintas. Okay, enough Chilean for today. Oh, there's if Americans understand like a tiny bit of Spanish, they should watch Lucky in Chile. Oh my god, that like Lucky in Chile. That series is so good. That series is so good. Oh my god. We should make like an English version of that video, like that series of videos. Las gemas del chileno. ¿Cachai? Sí, pues. Yeah. Yeah. Pokédex chileno. Uf, no me recuerdas esos tiempos. Me dio un mal viaje. Well, I suppose it's time. A small Q&A. I think I took a bit too long into, speaking about the personal stuff. So, let's talk about Q&A. Okay. Feliz día del completo atrasado. Sí, bobo. Okay, this is the time you've been waiting for, kind of yes, kind of not. Make me questions. Q&A questions. As usual. Can't you leave this here? Blah blah blah. So what do you want to ask, guys? Could be about anything. Same reaccionando solo pasa en Chile. Yeah, but only like Hispanics would see that. Giro boy, yeah. Q&A. I want to go to the bathroom. Ooh, Shield World. Oh, Panica's house. I remember when I was little, I actually was developing that Jumaniki kind of game. It was very unique take on it. I wish I could have continued it, but it was a bit difficult. Why? About the voice actor thing, I don't want to talk anymore about that. So, you won't get any confirmation or anything from me from that. Mostly because I want to get it, like, out. Oh, you want to see it? Oh, I can actually draw to you what I was making for the game. It was actually based on, like, my real life nightmares. So, I can actually draw you a little bit how it was back when I was developing that game. So, Will there be a samurai minigame like Kirby Samurai? I don't think so. Love Yumaniki fan games and Yumaniki, yes. Does any of the characters drink alcohol regardless of their minors or not? Okay, so Fumeko, I don't think so. I don't see her drinking alcohol like at all. She probably hates it. Hisoka, I think he hates it. I don't think he likes. Yeah, I think he hates it. When it comes to other characters, Kaori doesn't like it. Maid doesn't like it. He really despises it. Yumi is probably curious how it feels like. Hiroshi probably likes it. Probably. Maybe he tried beer and pretends to like it, but in reality he doesn't like it. Larry definitely drinks. No. Okay, let me do this. Hold on. No. Okay, so. Let me, what I was thinking for this game was pretty much a single nightmare I have, so, I remember this nightmare when I was little. It was like this. Let's just say that this was the player, this was like me, this was like my OC. Let's just say this was me. So you could go here, and it was mostly in like Jumaniki Dream Diary. So this was like all of this was black, and you have like mannequins over here. So I had a nightmare about this. There were mannequins over here, and you would enter a dream or another dream depending on the actions you take. So this was a player. There was like here. This was all of it black. It was continuous. Like, you had to walk over here. But overall, all of this was, like, black. You could enter here. And here, this was this, like, massive tree. And there was, like, a house tree on it. There was, like, a house tree. And then, there was, like, stairs. And inside of this tree, there were people with flower crowns sitting down. and singing. So yeah, this was based on a real nightmare I had. Oh, and by the way, this part had like eyes. So you were constantly being watched. So this was like a garden kind of thing. And like this is just a part of it, but you could go up and you could go down. If you went down, you would find a person sitting on a cloud, and it was like through like a mirror, like a glass thing. And you could find this person sitting down, and at some point they were happy, but then they were like sad, and they were like looking on the side, and they had this like arms around them. And if they were sad, like the entire thing would change and it would become a lot like scarier, and you could only go like here, you would start to be like chased. So that was one of the things that I saw for this like game. It was like very inspired by a lot of my nightmares. So yeah, that was a real nightmare I had once. So yeah, just one of the things I actually wanted to make at some point. However, I canceled the project because it was very complex. However, I can draw a few like characters from my nightmares. So yeah, will there be weapon durability? No. Will there be a Stark cleric? Nope. That sounds awesome. I really like the concept. My dreams are too real for a Jumaniki concept. No, I think that would. I do think I probably should have cancelled it. Yeah, because it was a bit too dark. I can actually tell you some of the characters. A lot of the characters are characters I myself saw, and a lot of the aspects were actual things that happen inside of my dreams, like about myself, and all that stuff. Will there be any other reference to any other games? Maybe. Just maybe. Okay, so let me open this. I'll open this drawing thing again. Okay. Let me do this. So I guess I can draw some of the characters here. I do actually want to talk about some game ideas I have, like game project ideas, but for now I'm just going to talk about this like thing I wanted to do when I was very young. So I suppose I can introduce you to some of the characters. My like dream self, this was like a self-insert character. So my dream self was kind of inspired by Frisk. So she would have her eyes closed. So this was her. And she was like constantly dreaming. And her outfits would kind of change depending on the dream, but yeah, it was kind of her. And she was just me, to be honest. So this was the protagonist, kind of. And some of the effects you could have in the game, like Jumaniki effects, like you could choose. So this is like normal, and this is kind of like the knife effect. Since we're having like Jumaniki OST in the background, we might as well just do this. So her eyes were slightly open. This. I'm going to overall just draw them a little bit. Yutli, what's up? Hello! Don't design the Hiroshi's GIF. Is it canon? Oh, I never saw that. I didn't saw anyone like. Ooh, I want to see it later. So this is the knife effect. She was like a girl like this, kind of. She was like in black and white, so the hair was black, the skin was white, and she kind of looked like a middle schooler. So I also did remember dreaming with this girl. So she looked like this. And she had this like phone that let her get weapons. So usually in my dreams it would be like guns, but in this case it would be like a knife. So yes, this would be normal me, this would be knife me. What other character could I remember from that like fan game I was making about Yumaniki? I think I had like Ghost Me. I don't know, it's just this, but kind of invisible and without legs. I think that one was like one of the ones I wanted to make like by myself, and it was just like me feeling unseen, I guess you could say. So maybe like the ghost self, the ghost thing. I know there were other characters, so we have the lizard man from like that game. I don't know how to draw it. This looks very silly, but in reality he's one of the villains. So there was here and he had like a little suit. It was one of the characters of the game. A little stick. And you know. Just making this like very fast. So this was one of the characters. He had a little hat. He had a little hat thingy. So this was one of the characters. He was the villain. There were slimes, but you know, there was also like my own version of Madatsuki. So yeah, like playing games. There was also this like there were constantly like characters like games. There's also like a spider lady. Something like this. Something like this. And she was like very scary. Like arms with like fingers. She would transport you to the gaming world where you could play like Mario and such. And you know, there was constant like references to other games and such. Did you ever do a build of the game? Yes, but it's lost to time. Is the DLC only cosmetic or add extra story? I don't know. Rather than video game development, I'm aspiring to make a dinosaur-themed horror game, more or less like Dino Crisis. Oh, sure. Can do it. So there were a lot of other stuff. I have a hard time remembering that, so you know. Oh, I don't remember this one. It was like an anime girl that was like kind of Toho like. So it was this girl, you know. And this was like very crazy and insane one. So this girl, she had this like very detailed dress. I remember seeing her like a nightmare. All of this was going to enter in the game at some point, so it was like very detailed dress. I don't remember much about it. So you know, just kind of Toho inspired, I guess. And you know, this has this like, she was blonde and she had this like thing here, and she was like behind a mirror. So this was a mirror girl that just break out from her mirror and she would chase you. So yeah, those were some of the stuff. But since we're here, that was only like part of game projects I made when I was younger. But there's been many other ideas that I had for video games. So that one was like I guess idea 1. I guess. So that's idea 1. This is idea 2. These are like this was actually an old game idea. This game is public. You can download it. I made it when I was like 14, I guess. No, older. I don't remember when I made that game, but I know it's public somewhere and it's finished. So it was about this girl. She has like messy hair. Not a lot of hair, actually. She doesn't have a lot of hair. So this poor girl, she suffers from a terminal disease. So the game was about, you know, this girl. Well, not exactly about this girl. So she's very sick. But she was a very nice person, you know, she was very good. And you play actually as her boyfriend. So her boyfriend is this like, it was very inspired by Garu from Buka. So you actually play as him. And you know, you actually need, you like, this girl cannot be saved. So you play as him and you need to still like you want to propose to her before she dies, so you need a ring. However, to get this ring, you don't have any money. So you don't have money. So you're going to steal that ring. And because you stole the ring, there's this like policeman like chasing you, you know? There's this like policeman chasing you. And you know, he's like constantly following you all the time. And it was this like Mario Run copy, I guess you could say. And yeah, that was like the gist of it. You just needed to get away from this dude and, you know, just get to the girl, give her the ring, and you know, you can get this like married before she dies. So yeah, I really love it. Thanks for sharing. I love it. You should make that into an anime. Yeah, I do want to remake that game. So it was this. Then these are more like recent ideas I've been having. So this one, okay, so this one idea I have. I've been having this idea recently. So, you know, you have this girl right here, you have this girl, and you have this boy. You have this girl, this is kind of like an emo chick, a little bit. So, you know, she has a little hat thingy. Actually, I kind of feel scared of this song. Hold on, I'm going to change it. Okay. So you play as this girl, if you want to. Just kind of, you know, a little bit goth, but not too much. So you can either play as her, or you can play as like this boy, you know, which is like this like very spiky hair. He has like red hair. So what's this game about? So, I recently thought about this game, and I do think I shared it in the Discord. It's pretty much a platformer, you know, and it's a Kaizo type game. So pretty much every single thing you see is insanely freaking hard to make. So you need to make this jump, but you only jump here. So you need to grab this like little thing here, and you need to, you know, you need to grab it. Then you need to throw it. Then you need to jump on top of it before it falls, and then you need to jump again, and that way you reach here. So that's a Kaizo, like it's a very simple Kaizo type game trick, very inspired by Mario Kaizo. And you know, the game itself is about the adult life. However, it's a comedy game. So, you play as either of this person, and you need to, you know, have the cashier. For example, you have the cashier. She's talking to you here. You're this one, and then it moves into this like massive boss fight where, you know, the cashier is like this like evil person. They're just here, and you have to like avoid saying like sorry, and you know, you have to avoid that, and it's like coming at you. And then, you know, it's going to like throw evil lasers of looking into your eyes expecting an answer. So yeah, then, you know, you would have like making your first appointment into the phone, you know. You'd have making your first appointment through the phone, and you know, the phone just like ask you for hours, or like what hour you want to make, and all of those are like bullets, and you just need to like, you know, avoid them. It's just a comedy game, to be honest, about like the adult life. So I like a lot when you show more wholesome side. I don't think my ideas are edgy. I just think they're weirdly funny. What other idea do I have been having recently? Ideas for games. Oof, I have a lot. Some of them are very gory. I know I had another one in the top of my mind, but I cannot remember it. This is one of the, like, the most funny ones. So yeah. So What other idea I've been having lately? What made you choose to use a shirt plus blazer plus bow tie uniform instead of the typical pinkish shirt ones? It's because of cultural mixing. Yep, it's because of that. I'm not sure how to explain this one. It's just I just have a bunch of concepts all the way. So some of them have been like ideas for children's shows. Some of them have been like books of things I want to do. So none of them are like art that none of them are really particularly strong in my mind. I just have a bunch of ideas, and out of them I just want to, you know, make them. I just have a lot of ideas of things I want to do, but none of them are really like something I would actually do. Like, I really like this idea, but maybe it's a little bit too old for me. Like, it's good, but maybe I would have to like rethink it a bit. Then there's this one I really want to do. This one I think it would be really funny, like Undertale levels funny, and you know. And yeah, I just have a lot of ideas and stuff I want to do. Just a lot of it. And none of them really have any particular shape or form. Just think about them every now and then. Just every day I think of things I could do, stuff I want to do. So yeah, there's nothing in particular in my mind right now. So yeah, I've not been having a lot of ideas in the past, but a lot of the times I kind of just shoot them down immediately, mostly because I don't really have the time to do them. I don't really like to consider ideas edgy, mostly because if you're having fun with it, then what's wrong? Like, why should you call something edgy or corny if you're having fun with it, you know? She looked like a fusion of Fumeka and Sophie, really cute. Evil Kitu. Nah, just draw a random girl. Nah, I don't know. Bleh. Bleh. I don't know. I'm just a kitty. Kitty. Meow. So yeah. I don't know if I have much else to say. This was like the Q&A part of the video, so you know. I don't really have much else. It's gonna I have a lot of ideas and stuff I kind of want to do. So yeah. How nice. Yippee. Sometimes I like to do funny faces. This is just Fumeko with a funny face. She looks very funny. I just think she's funny and cute and small. Boom, 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 boom. Look at how cute and funny she is. So yeah, this is a Fumeko. She's very silly. I'm really trying to make a point in clicking. Nice. I think that thinking something is edgy or wholesome is an entirely subjective thing. Not everyone has the same view of what makes something wholesome or edgy. Yeah, Michael reading fanfics of her. At some point I will. Fumeko is funny right now. She's funny. Look, she's funny. She's cute now. She's cute. Look at her. She's so cute. She's so cute. Look at her. She's a baby. She's so cute. Look at her. Look at her. She's so cute. She's so cute. I'm just very stupid at this point. But yeah, I think that's it for it. Yeah. There's one thing I've been listening to a lot lately, which is like Static Miku. This song I've been listening to a lot lately. I really like these kinds of song, and the meaning behind them is very good. Melody. Know the words and sing along with me. It's kind of like this horror aesthetic, but not exactly. It's not exactly horror, it's like social critique. It is social commentary. This song is social commentary and I really like it. It's very good. If you want to like listen to it, it's called Static. It's very recent and you know, I've become obsessed with it. It's very good. So yeah, I think we can say goodbye to this live stream with this song. To a place to be, but don't be scared, I'm not going anywhere. So don't lose a time, you'll stay here and quiet with me. Panic and static, I'm mine, don't you find it quite romantic that we think used to be? Nah, this song is very good. I really like it. So yeah, thank you for being in the live stream. Thank you so much for being here, and you know, hope to see it. Got it, copyright girl. I'm sorry. See you. Yeah. Okay. Goodbye.